so annoyed that I'm like, one of these days, I swear to God, I'm gonna get out of the car with a baseball bat and I'm going to like destroy their.
Justin Bieber recently posted something on Instagram that had everyone talking. At first glance, it looked like a heartfelt message praising Hailey for making it onto the cover of Vogue, but the caption quickly took a strange turn. In the now-deleted post, Justin talked about a past argument where he told Hailey she'd never be on the cover of that magazine. Instead of just celebrating her achievement, the post ended up sounding like a mix of regret, guilt, and self-reflection. Before he removed it, people had already taken screenshots, and soon the entire internet was reacting. What was supposed to be a supportive message turned into something much deeper and harder to understand. And now, people close to the couple are speaking out. According to them, what we see online isn't always the full picture. They say Justin and Hailey have been dealing with things privately, things that show up in small ways, like long silences or uncomfortable posts like this one. That single post may have exposed more than Justin meant to share. He might even regret posting it at all. While all this was unfolding, another name started trending: Jeff Leatham, the famous florist known for creating breathtaking arrangements for the stars. He's often seen designing huge floral displays for the Kardashians, especially Kris Jenner, who he says has amazing taste. Jeff has also worked with other members of the family, including Kim Kardashian, who even wrote the introduction for his book, The Art of the Flower. According to him, the Kardashian-Jenner family doesn't just love flowers for the visuals, they actually care. They put thought into what each arrangement represents, whether it's for birthdays, milestones, or just to show love. Jeff even gets random texts from them asking if certain floral trends are worth trying. That's how involved they are in every detail. But back to Justin. Once his post started getting attention, sources close to him stepped in to try and clear the air. One insider told Page 6 that people were making it more dramatic than it was. They said Justin was just trying to say sorry for doubting Hailey and was trying to show support in his own awkward way. According to them, it wasn't that deep, just a post that got misunderstood. But not everyone agreed with that view. Another person who's worked closely with both Justin and Hailey shared a much more emotional version of things. They said Hailey didn't just fall into this relationship, she had to fight for it. It wasn't some fairy tale where everything clicked perfectly. She started out as a fan, and over time, had to prove herself. Not just to Justin, but to the world watching their every move. Being with someone as famous as Justin meant constantly working to earn respect and acceptance. Away from cameras and social media, she was doing everything she could to make their relationship work. She made sure Justin felt supported, especially when he was going through tough times. Suddenly, that Instagram post didn't feel like a simple apology anymore. It felt like a glimpse into a much heavier situation, one where Hailey has had to carry more than people realize. A lot of people think it's sweet that Hailey was once just a fan, but when you look closer, it paints a different picture. It's not just romantic, it's exhausting. That same source said Hailey has spent years proving her place in Justin's life. She's had to meet unrealistic expectations, always being strong, calm, and ready to manage the pressure that comes with being married to someone constantly in the public eye. Even after they tied the knot, things weren't exactly peaceful. Behind the stylish photos and carefully chosen outfits, there's an imbalance most people don't see. Justin has often talked openly about his emotional struggles, his battles with anxiety, the pressure of fame, and how hard it's been to grow up with the world watching. But behind the scenes, Hailey has taken on the role of the one who holds it all together. She's become the steady force, the one people expect to be okay no matter what's going on. The source said she's done so much to help Justin feel secure, but what exactly is she protecting him from? Maybe it's the public's constant judgment, or maybe it's his own emotional lows. Either way, it puts a lot on her shoulders. That Instagram caption wasn't just about a past fight. It gave people a small look into how Justin handles his emotions. He admitted that back then, he was so upset that he wanted to get even with Hailey. That line raised a lot of eyebrows. It didn't sound like something someone in a healthy marriage would say. Wanting revenge isn't the same as working through a problem. It felt more like unresolved pain. But after that, Justin seemed to catch himself. He wrote that trying to get even never really fixes anything. It only pushes away the connection that both people want. In that moment, he sounded vulnerable, like someone still learning how to deal with emotions in a healthy way. It didn't feel polished or carefully written. It felt real and a little messy, like someone thinking out loud while still figuring things out. This kind of emotional honesty isn't new for Justin. He's been slowly opening up for years. Fans have seen it on stage, in interviews, and online. He's talked about how difficult it's been to deal with fame, how it's affected his mental health, and how sometimes he doesn't know how to handle it all. But this post felt different, more personal, less filtered, and even though it made people uncomfortable, it was one of the rare moments where he showed his feelings without trying to sugarcoat them. What really stood out, though, was Hailey's reaction, or lack of one. She didn't like the post, she didn't comment, she didn't share it, she didn't say anything publicly. That silence spoke louder than any statement. It could mean a lot of things. Maybe she's just used to this pattern and doesn't feel the need to respond anymore. Maybe she's protecting her peace. Or maybe she's tired. Tired of always having to be the strong one, the one who keeps it together while the world watches and judges. Whatever the reason, her silence felt like a message of its own. Not every reaction needs words, especially when someone's already said more than enough. That one short post, just a few sentences long, ended up revealing more than any photo shoot or red carpet appearance ever could. It got people thinking about what's really happening when no one's watching. Because behind every couple that looks perfect online, there's a whole other side. One that's more complicated, more difficult, and not always what fans want to believe. Justin's caption didn't just highlight Hailey's big career moment, it showed that he's still dealing with a lot of emotional baggage. From being famous so young, going through addiction, and spending long stretches feeling alone. He's talked about those things before, but when he suddenly brings them up on Instagram, it's no longer a private journey. It becomes public, and that affects the person closest to him. Hailey. Being in love with someone who shares their pain in front of millions isn't easy. Living through those moments with them in private is even harder. This post wasn't the first time Justin has written something personal, and it probably won't be the last. People still remember photos of him crying in public, old interviews where he admitted he had trouble trusting others, and moments where he said he felt completely lost despite all the fame. He's used the internet for years to share what's on his mind. But now, people are wondering, are these just random thoughts, or is he reaching out for help? Because when someone posts something emotional and then quickly deletes it, it doesn't feel like they were celebrating anything. It feels like something slipped out. And each time that happens, Hailey is right there in the background, calm, composed, attending events, smiling for cameras, never showing what she's really thinking, but that silence is starting to mean more. When Justin's emotional caption went viral, Hailey didn't say a word. She didn't like the post, didn't comment, didn't repost it. At first it seemed like she just didn't want to make things worse. Maybe she thought it was best to avoid the drama. But as time went on and she stayed completely quiet, people began wondering if there was more behind that silence. Was she hurt? Was she stepping back? Or is this just how she deals with moments like this, by staying out of sight and keeping her emotions to herself? Hailey's no stranger to criticism. She's faced years of harsh comments online, constant comparisons to Selena Gomez, and endless talk about her marriage. But through all of that, she's stuck to the same approach, staying in control. She rarely replies to the negativity. She doesn't explain herself. She posts carefully chosen photos, avoids long captions, and keeps her energy calm and collected. That's the image she's created: steady, polished, and unaffected. Meanwhile, Justin does the opposite. He wears his feelings on his sleeve. His posts are raw and emotional, sometimes confusing, sometimes too honest. And while some admire Hailey's calm as strength, others are starting to wonder if she's simply worn out. They see a woman who might be quietly exhausted, always trying to hold things together while the person next to her is constantly falling apart. Because this keeps happening. Justin shares something intense. Hailey says nothing. People talk. Then it fades. Until it happens again. He reveals something deeply personal. She stays quiet. He gets attention. She gets questions. From the outside, it may seem like balance. One person expressive, the other steady. But to those who know them, it may feel more like Hailey's running out of energy. Being the strong one doesn't always mean you're okay. Sometimes it just means you're trying to survive. Once Justin deleted his post, the speculation came back quickly. Are they really okay? It's not the first time people have asked. This pattern has become familiar. Justin posts something vague or emotional. Hailey goes silent. Fans try to figure out what's really happening. But this time, there's a different mood. Insiders are saying that the tension between them is worse now. One source said that while they still care about each other, they're no longer on the same emotional page. Hailey has become more calm and focused. Justin, on the other hand, still feels like he's stuck between trying to grow and struggling with emotional chaos.